Alright, so let's continue our discussion with operators. And in this particular lecture, I'll be discussing the bitwise operators. So, what are bitwise operators? These are the operators that work at the individual bit level. Okay, so I assume that you know how the data gets stored internally. I am also assuming that the you know how to convert the numbers between the one number system to another, especially binary to decimal and decimal to binary. So if you do not know this, please stop here and first check how to perform these operations, and then resume this video. Okay, so uh, basically there are six bitwise operators, that is bitwise AND, bitwise OR, bitwise NOT, bitwise XOR, left shift and right shift. So these are the six bitwise operators. If you remember from the last lecture, there was also logical AND, logical OR and logical NOT. So actually uh, these logical and logical OR and logical NOT are quite similar to bitwise and bitwise OR and bitwise NOT, except the fact that uh, that the value which was returning from AND, OR and NOT were performed based on the individual were based on the whole data, whereas if you compare it here, it is going to be confirmed, or it is going to be calculated at the bit level. So for example, I have calculated, let's say I have a variable called as a, which is having a value 5. Let's say I have another variable called as b, which is having a value 2. Okay, now if I calculate c equals to a and b, so what is like this? It is like uh, the bitwise AND is represented by single ampersand sign. Okay, now if I print the value of c, then that comes as 0. So why it is happening like this? Because when I'm typing a equals to 5, internally it is going to get stored in a 32-bit system. Like since it is a positive number, the first value or the first bit would be having 0 because it is not a negative number. For negative numbers, this bit would be 1. Okay, and the remaining data bits would be like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 8 times, 10 times, 12 times, um, 13 times, and 101. So that is how the value is going to be stored internally. Similarly, if I perform b equals to 2, then internally that would be like uh, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. So internally b equals to 2 would be stored in this fashion. Now if I calculate C, then bitwise AND would be performed at I mean the logical AND would be performed at the bit level. So 1 0 would yield 0. Okay, so now if I calculate C, that would be zeros for this per pair, 0 for 0 and 1 pair, 0 for 1 and 0 pair, and rest all are zeros. So internally C would be like, so let me tell you what is going to be C, but let's first calculate what is going to be the bit representation of A and B. So internally C, if C equals to A and B, then in that case C would be having 0 0 would be 0, 0 0 would be 0, 0 0. So what I am doing, I am performing AND operation between this value and this value. Okay, so like between each pair of bit. So this 0 is going to be compared with this 0. Okay, so 0 0 0, and similarly I'll perform the comparisons at each bit level. So that is going to be 1 0 0 0 0, and rest all would be 0. So internally, what is going to be the internal representation? That would be that would be the internal representation. So if that is going to happen when we are performing C equals to A and B. A and B. So when I am performing this operation, so that is how the output would be stored, and that this particular output will get converted to decimal, and hence the output would be 0. Okay. Similarly, if I take up another example, let me just copy and paste these two values. Okay, or in fact these three values. We'll perform the bit operations a bit later. Okay, and now if I compare if I change this value to 6, so here how this 6 would get stored, that would be 0 and that would be 1. So if you know, the internal representation of 6 is like this. Okay, and internal representation of 2 is like this. So if I perform 0 and 0, that would be 0, and here both bits are on, both bits are having a value as 1, so this would change to 1. Okay, so that is going to happen in this way. Okay, so the output would be 2, because if I compare the remaining bits, 1 0 would be 0 and all the other bits are having 0, so the output would be uh, this whole number, which is equivalent to 2. Okay, so now let me just perform this operation here. A equals to 6 and B equals to 2. Now if I perform A and B, the output would be 2, which is expected. Okay, now let me talk about the other bitwise operators. So bitwise OR is similar to logical OR. So here if I'll be performing logical or bitwise OR, then the output would be like, so logical OR is represented by a single pipe sign. So if I convert or if I calculate A or B for this particular data set, and we know that for the data to be having, uh, to have 1, you just need 1 1, a single occurrence of 1 in the pair. So that would be 0. 1 and 1 would be 1, or 1 would be 1. Similarly, 1 or 0 would be 1 again. So that is going to be the internal representation, and that is equals to 6. Okay. Also, let me just tell you, I hope I have told you that this first bit is going to be reserved as the sign bit. Okay, so it is going to have the highest or the lowest negative value, I should say. Okay, so that would be having 3276 8 is going to be the value in terms of negative. So the output would be, so for this particular bit, the value would be minus 32,768. Okay, so now if I perform let's say negation of A, so negation is represented by tilde sign, okay, or tilde sign, whatever you call it. So if I calculated negation of A, so that would be like, negation of A would be like, uh, let me just copy this. So A is 6 and negation A would be uh, 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. Okay, and negation A would be like these two bits would get converted to 0. So if I calculate the magnitude of this, then the output comes out to be as -7. So let me just check if I am getting -7 or not. Then yes, I am getting -7. So how I have done this? I have calculated this value, which is 32,768, and I have added all these values that would be having a value equivalent to 32,600 or I should say 761. So that is going to be minus 32,768 plus 32,761. So that comes out to be minus 7. Okay. Now let's talk about bitwise XOR. So that is a new operation. So XOR is like A cap sign B. So how XOR works? XOR is like 0 for similar bits and 1 for different bits. Okay, so if both the bits are same, then it is going to be 0 and otherwise it is going to be 1. So if I perform A or B or A XOR B rather, let me just copy it. A XOR B, then the output would be 4. Okay, so I can check that. Let me just print the value of A. A is 6 and B is 2, and if I perform A XOR B, that is so if I check A equals to 6 and B equals to uh, B equals to 2, so that is the so here what is going to happen, it is going to be 0. This one is again going to be 0 because these two bits are same, and XOR is like 0 for same and 1 for different values. So this is going to be 0 again, and this one is going to be 1. Okay, so that is how XOR gets calculated. So the internal representation would be 100, and which is equivalent to 4. Okay, now let's talk about another bitwise operators or another couple of bitwise operators, that is left shift and right shift. So actually there is a very simple formula to calculate the left shift and right shift. For example, if I have A equals to 5 and B equals to 2, A equals to 5 and B equals to 2. Okay, the right shift is represented by a pair of right chevrons. Okay, so 2 times greater than sign. And if I am performing A greater than B, A greater or A right shift B, then it is going to shift the value of A by B bits. So here what is going to happen, this B would get this A would get shifted to two decimal places or two bits to the right. Okay, so what is going to happen, the LSB or the rightmost two bits would get dropped. Okay, so the output would be A XOR B. If I perform A XOR B or A right shift B, then the output would be 1. Okay, so why it is happening, there is a simple formula for calculating this. Suppose if you have a variable or if you have a variable A which is having a value 5, and you have another variable which is B and it is having 2, and if you need to calculate A right shift B, then the formula is quite simple. What you need to do, you just need to perform a floor division 2 raised to the power b. So that is equivalent to a right shift b. Okay, so that is equivalent to a right shift b. So now if I calculate this, that is again 1. Okay. Similarly, if I want to perform left shift, then what happens is that the values from the left would get dropped, or and the bits would get shift from right to left. So if I want to calculate A left shift B, then what I need to do? A left shift B. So that would be having 20. Why it is having 20? Because uh, if I need to calculate, or if I want to calculate the value of this, then again there is a simple formula, that is A into, okay, 2 raised to the power t. So for right shift we are performing floor division, and left shift we are performing multiplication. So if I do this, the output again comes to be as 20. Okay, so that's it for this video. See you in the next one. Thank you.